as promised, I'm going to do a short video on how to prepare a very, very simple cash flow forecast. So I've done a spreadsheet, a very simple spreadsheet. Anything highlighted, do not touch, because it's got a formula in it. So it's picking up figures from elsewhere in the spreadsheet. And it's very simple, really. We've got with this one, you can do either weekly or monthly, depending on how detailed you want to be. This one I've got set up as weekly, just because the times we're in, we're sort of looking only that far ahead. So it starts off with opening cash, which is from your bank statement. A total of your customer receipts. Now this is picking the figure up from this down here. Now, I mean, it is a very simple one. This, I've only got 8 customers and 8 suppliers. You'll probably have more. You can do there's a couple of options. You could have a different tab for your customer and supplier receipts, or you could just whack them in a calculator, add them up, and just bang one figure in. It's up to you, really. So this is your cash inflows at the top. So the first thing, you got your customer receipts. That's the obvious one, assuming we're going to get some. Then the other categories I've just put in, but you can add your own or overwrite these. You can do whatever you want. Interest, if you're lucky. Money introduced, which during this time we might have to do. Loans introduced, again, which you might have to introduce into the business to get through it. And grants received, which again, there'll be breaks grants perhaps, which should be dropping hopefully in the next few weeks. So that gives us our total cash inflows. And then we've got our cash outflows, which are money we're spending. And again, the supplier one is picking up from the total here. And then we've got your usual ones that, again, overwrite, adjust, delete, whatever you want to do with them, but just add them in. Just remember that VAT wise and corporation tax and pay as you earn and NI, we can defer now. So pay as you earn and corporation tax, we actually have to ring the revenue up and ask for time to pay. VAT is automatic. You don't have to phone them up. They'll just automatically defer it. But you do need to cancel your direct debit if that's how you've got it set up. So that gives our total cash outflows. And then we've got closing cash, which is basically your opening cash plus your inflows, less your outflows. Your cash movement for the month, which hopefully is positive, but is more likely to start going negative if this outbreak lasts too long. And the closing cash automatically brings forward to the opening cash next month or week, whichever time frame you have decided to do it on. So that's a simple cash flow. Now, let's be clear that for the purposes of getting a bank loan, this just won't be good enough. For the purposes of a bank loan, you're probably going to have to do what's called a 3-way forecast, which is a profit and loss account, a balance sheet, and a cash flow forecast all in one, and one follows on from the other, so they're all connected. Now, for me to do a spreadsheet for the 3-way forecast, take ages. We use a bit of desktop software when we do them for business plans, which is done by Sage, but they don't make it anymore because it's that complicated. So they don't support it. There are ones on the market, if you're using cloud accounting, that will connect to your bookkeeping software. I think Spotlight does a 3-way forecast, and I think Futurely does a 3-way forecast. But this one is a simple one, more for your peace of mind, more to give you clarity on where you are. I can't unfortunately give you certainty, but I can help you get clarity, so you know when you have to make the decisions that you inevitably gonna have to make. For our clients who are on zero, I've invested in an add-on which will allow us to do free or provide you for free as part of just supporting you through this a 3-month cash flow. But again, it's only a cash flow, it's not a full three-way forecast. But again, it should give you some clarity, because that's pulling your information straight from zero, and it's learning how your customers, well, under normal circumstances, pay. That obviously might change, but hopefully not, because as businesses, if we all want to survive this, we can't just cut the lifeline for other business, for our suppliers. You know, we have to keep the money flowing between everyone, if at all possible. So I hope that helps. I will post the video and hopefully the spreadsheet, so you can have a play. And if I'm hesitating to say this, if you've got any questions, then perhaps drop us a line. But obviously, there's only a certain amount of time we've got to service those questions. But obviously, if you're a client of ours, then no problem. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you on the other side of this. Cheers.